almost all of our contact center, call center customers have challenges with reliability and quality of calls, audio calls and video calls. So whenever there's two-way media, and it gets difficult. It's just a fact. So we actually, it's one of the things that we, from the very beginning, is a cornerstone of what we do, because we started as, we run our own voice stack and our own infrastructure, and we do that for the same reason, I guess, that Apple also insisted. I think, what was Steve Jobs' quote? If you care about software, build your own hardware. The reason being is you have full control over everything that happens. And when it comes to media and voice, this is really, really important. So we don't use voice stack components from somebody else. And the reason is that we would like to be able to help the call centers we deal with achieve the absolute maximal call quality. And you'll know if you've called up somewhere and you get a really bad call with an agent, you'll often think in your head, this is probably offshore. I mean, that's what people usually assume. It might not be, actually. Sometimes you're talking to somebody in your own country, but it's just the quality of the entire network, right? But when you get one of those, humans have incredibly strict, we don't know it, but we all have very strict internal criteria for whether a call is good or not. So we start to notice things that, like, fractions of a second of delays become really difficult. You know, you talk over each other, you're interrupting each other. You've got poor jitter, it's called jitter in the business, which means that you're hearing kind of hacked audio. And if you're having that discussion with somebody who's trying to sell you something, I think the chances they're going to close the deal is, drop considerably. And the frustration that you might have when you call up with a problem and you've also got to deal with these audio issues is, it's not really right. The reason why it's so difficult to do is it's a long path between the consumer on their mobile calling up and it going to the agent. So the consumer calls on the mobile. I'll try and trace the path. The consumer calls on the mobile. It goes through their operator to the phone number that is provisioned publicly, that they phone up, that they know is the hotline or service line they call. That's in the country where they are, if they're lucky, right? And that's the first thousands of miles. Then it goes to a platform like ours, like babelforce, that's going to distribute the calls to the agents. Then the agents sit in a call center network somewhere, or during the corona pandemic, or increasingly anyways in their home office, right? That's the entire path. We talk about the last meter being the agent's desk, basically, in their computer, the last 100 meters being to the network router, either at home or in the office, and the cabling in the office and so on. Then the last mile is the ISP, that's the internet service provider. And the thousands of miles, the first thousands of miles are the ones that go through the telecoms network and public network before it even gets to be distributed to the agent. That's a huge path for a lot of problems to occur. And we try to have as much control over each of these as you can possibly have. Now, we don't have control over all of them. We don't control the last mile, which is the internet service provider. And we don't control the last meter, which is the agent's desk. Neither do you if they're working in their home office, right? That's become very complicated recently. And the last, the ISP part and the home office part, or the call center as part of that journey, what we try to do is give you as a call and contact center the ability to get all the metrics automatically that determine whether there is jitter, whether there's delays, whether calls are attempted to be delivered to somebody but they're not delivered. And so it gives you and us the power essentially to optimize that journey. It's crucial because if you haven't got that, you just haven't got a basis for good conversations. So before you even go about implementing anything around your customer journeys, you've got to have the right media interaction happening between the two people on the line.